Man, I can't wait to get out of here. You and me both, buddy.
Nobodies, Jacob and Noel, we're friggin' nobodies. Welcome to our show, we're friggin' nobodies. We don't know much, we're friggin' nobodies. We're old and out of touch.
You're counting
It's
it
showtime.
Jeepers. You've had too many coffees already.
Okay, are we going growing up rural? Oh, we're friggin' nobodies?
I'm Noel.
I'm Jacob.
I haven't had too many coffees.
We are friggin' nobodies.
He's had too many coffees.
And this episode is about growing up rural.
That's why we called it that.
Rural. I don't know if it'll be called that when it comes out, but we call it that now. We
What does it say on the top of yours?
Growing up rural.
It's growing up rural.
Yeah, but we've almost never used the actual title that's written on our sheets. You're reading first, I see?
I was just looking to see if I had anything written down. I can read
you
first.
can look and read at the same time, dude.
All right, give you time to breathe through that caffeine
Did you
rush.
turn your phone off?
No, I didn't turn my phone off. Nobody calls me anyway.
Got water now. I'm out of coffee.
So,
Whoever accused us of boozing can chill it. We got water today, all right?
Along with a lot of coffee. But growing up rural. You ready for this?
I think so.
Okay. You know you're rural when
Uh-oh.
your hometown is named after an animal. Ba-dum-ting.
Jeff Fox.
Yeah, that's
worthy?
it.
Is that
Don't worry,
right?
there'll be a bunch of those.
Okay.
So
I don't need glasses to listen.
I got out of my hometown as soon as I was able because South Porcupine was a backward, stifling cesspool with no culture and nothing going on for a 19-year-old nerdy weirdo. And every time I went back, I hated it. Now that I've been living in a big city for more than 30 years, the rural town is calling to me, and it doesn't sound so bad anymore.
You want to relive 2010? Small town's got it, right?
Young Noel couldn't stand the place because he didn't really fit in with the majority of his classmates or fellow citizens. I was ignored. And that hurt more because people found me off-putting, and being ignored in a small town is a very deliberate and personal act. You know everyone, they know you, so when there's a refusal to acknowledge someone, it's a pointedly conscious choice. Did I deserve it? Yes. 100% yes. By the rules of a small town social structure, I was refusing to conform, and it made people uncomfortable. I didn't play a sport. I didn't get invited to parties. I wasn't in any way, shape, or form considered cool, and the friends I did have were mostly in the same boat. I couldn't wait to leave, and the feeling was mutual. When I got to the big city, it was a real treat to be ignored because people legitimately didn't care about me, didn't care to find out why I was acting odd. The indifference is what allowed me to grow as a person. I had the opportunity to do whatever I liked, and mostly, I was only judged by my success or failures. And and if I was feeling personally at odds with anything, then I could just move on to a different group. So why is the siren call of a small town starting to sound better to me? Because I know who I am now. I've lost that urge to bow to silly social pressures. I've slowed down enough that the big city has begun to grate on my nerves, whether it's traffic or crowds or the endless expanse of stuff that extends in all directions. It seems time to move somewhere quiet and do a heap of exploratory introspection and figure out who I've become and what I've learned. When I last traveled across Canada, it was honestly surprising to be in a small town that wasn't my own and experience a completely different dynamic. The people were far more open and interested in talking to a stranger than ever happened in the big city. Whether it's lack of anything happening in their town or a generalized friendliness, I don't know, but it was refreshing and welcome. You know you've grown up rural when you measure your distance in beers, hey?
I know those people.
Yeah. As much as I dislike South
It's a
Porcupine.
4-beer drive to Edmonton from here.
Yeah, it sure is. As much as I dislike South Porcupine, I think it was good for me. Small towns mean you don't get to pick up and hang out with a new set of people. You're forced to interact and get along with what may be a group of souls that just plain rub you the wrong way. It teaches you to navigate face-to-face social situations that you didn't set parameters for. You got to figure out whether to let things slide or escalate because you're stuck there with all those other folk for the long haul. It also showed me how to be patient. By the second year of high school, I knew I needed to get out of that place, and I worked to get good grades, kept my head down, and toughed it out until I could leave. And anyone with a career knows full well that feeling of resignation that comes with doing what needs to be done, whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. For me, growing up rural meant growing up fast, so I could get out of there and live my life the way I wanted. It's a powerful lesson, but it's not a nice one to learn.
Good. Growing Up Rural by Noel Olford.
Shalaniga boo-boo. My polite. Why would you leash, buddy? It's courses shalavit calatu.
Huh.
Jesus. And
Okay.
now, as a retort,
What
perhaps
do you guys?
even an encouragement.
Should I be self-conscious about this giant gap between my teeth, where like a whole Tom Cruise center tooth could fit?
No, you should be self-conscious about being a ridiculous jackass.
Go ahead and make fun of me in the comments down below.
I was doing it right now.
We
It's
would like
easy.
more engagement. Okay.
And now, Growing Up Rural by
like-
Jacob Russell.
I liked Noel's because it doesn't conflict with mine at all. We took very different approaches to this.
I believe we would have.
All we had was a title, Growing Up Rural, and we just had to come up with something.
The
So,
secret is he likes to tackle them like right head on. He runs right at the title, and I like to come in from a different direction.
I don't know if that's true. But anyways,
Doesn't
this is
matter
what
if
I
it's
wrote.
true.
Growing Up Rural. Once again. Ready?
Yes.
I was raised in Manitouwadge and Porcupine. My first hometown had no fast food restaurants, no record store, no comic book store. We had a Hudson Bay company that sold everything. Badly. A couple of diners and a bowling alley that doubled as an arcade, a pool hall, and a laundromat. And if you stayed long enough, a fight might break out.
That sounds like a good place.
The closest city was Thunder Bay, a 6-hour drive. Probably 7 beers.
Yeah, you tend to taper off after the 4 beer mark.
And when someone made the trip, they'd ask all the neighbors if they wanted a Big Mac, because a Big Mac wasn't just food, it was imported culture.
You'll eat it cold and like it. Yuck.
I didn't even see an avocado until I was almost a man. I assumed it was some kind of decorative rock. We ate moose, my dad hunted, and I was given a gun at 12 years old. The TV shows we watched were already 10 years out of date. We weren't behind the times. We were in a completely different time. So when I heard arguments about vegetarianism, gun control, diversity in the school systems, and I'm not saying the ideas are wrong, I'm saying they didn't map onto my world at all. It's hard to relate to a debate about Whole Foods when your grocery store also sells bait and tackle. People in cities don't always understand where rural folk are coming from. And to be fair, we didn't understand them either. But I saw their world everywhere. Movies, television, music, New York, Toronto, LA. Their lives were constantly reflected back at me. I may as well have lived in Central Park, but they never saw my world. So you end up with a kind of one-way empathy. I understood them a bit, but they had no reason to understand me. Growing up rural, the forest was a second home. Those trails were our streets, the lakes were our hangouts, and most of the parents were miners or worked in forestry. So when people talked about shutting those industries down, it didn't feel like policy. It felt like someone telling your dad his job shouldn't exist, that your family existed on blood money. Then you go to the city and you see where all that lumber and ore ended up. Not in your town, but there, helping to build their world. And the people making those arguments, they were cosmopolitan, smart, educated, articulate. They could win debates, which, as we all know, isn't the same thing as being right.
No, not at all.
We didn't have much diversity where I grew up. Italian, Portuguese, Irish, English, and Native. Ojibwe and Cree, to be specific. Then we moved to Porcupine, and suddenly we had one Asian girl and one black girl. Diversity! We did it!
Oh, no, we had 2 Indian girls.
We had some Indian girls,
Yeah,
too. My
two.
doctor was Indian.
2 Chinese restaurants.
It's funny, though, when people say our stories have already been told simply because I'm a white man and it's time to move on. No, they haven't been told. Just because the people are white doesn't mean it's the same world. A white kid in New York had nothing in common with me. I don't think I saw anything close to where I grew up on a screen until maybe Fubar or Trailer Park Boys. And even then, it wasn't quite right. That's not the world we came
No,
from.
both of those are comedies as well.
Yeah.
Making fun of those people.
I could recognize it a little bit.
I've
but
lived some of it.
It was closer. So I spent years dreaming of leaving,
Yep.
wanting to live somewhere I could buy any record or comic I wanted, go to shows, have options. And I got that. But I didn't realize until much later that I wasn't just leaving a place. I was leaving an entirely different way of seeing the world.
Xandingo, Xandingo.
Valora Stardust. Xandingo. Zorvak Malavaro.
Yeah.
That's my write-up on growing
I
up
want
rural.
to go back.
Yeah, I kind of do too. I got kids now and I can't because they have a whole life here and
Yeah, my daughter's close, but I don't
they're
think
into music and whatnot, and those options don't exist so much
No.
once you get back to the small town, to be honest with you.
I was thinking about my daughter, and like she's setting up for an international job. She's in the middle of culture and fashion, thanks to her mom, because there's nothing but opportunity here.
Yeah, exactly.
And she doesn't have
Expensive opportunity, but yeah.
she doesn't have to figure out how the world works through television shows that are a decade out of date.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to Hilltop Radio and realize all the songs that are playing that you're on the radio are 10 years out of date, and you go to a new place and you think, wow,
Commercials
What
that
is
make
this?
no sense. My name is Jean-Guy and I am hungry.
Putin,
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 Putin, Putin.
yeah.
Things that make no sense to anybody in a
They
city.
did make really good poutine.
They did. Chez Nu was the best.
Chez Nu was good.
I love them.
Yeah.
And it is funny in the sense that, like, you do see more racism, homophobia, sexism, those types of things. And sometimes it could be quite cruel. I don't want to downplay it.
Oh, yeah, you had it worse than I did.
Yeah, I didn't have to be any of those things, actually. They would find a reason to pick on you, and it didn't need to be because of those things. But I don't think, like, the brown people would have been any happier. I think they probably got a rough time.
No, they got it tough.
I think that if you were gay, you would probably shut the hell up about it. That's probably how that would
There was a
play
lot
out.
of that going on. You had to conform. If you stood out too much, if you
Yeah.
were too smart, too stupid, if you didn't dress the same, if you're a weirdo. We had a mutual friend come up from Belleville with his brother. When we were growing up, if you had an earring in your left ear, you were a fighter. If you had one in your right ear, you were gay.
And they didn't use the word gay.
No. And when Che came up, he had earrings in both ears and dressed really well. Nobody knew what to do with that.
Yeah. He was short, but he was a tough dude
Oh, yeah, they were both bodybuilders.
who have no
Fighters.
problems fighting people.
Yeah.
And that could save you, actually.
It had to. That's how you got respect.
You know, if they called you a name like that, you just go beat the crap out of them, and then people be like, that guy's actually kind of cool.
He's a cool guy, you know?
Yeah.
We like that. We like that.
They might look dumb, but they're not wrong, right?
Yeah, so it's like those things definitely existed. And like I said, I'm not going to downplay it and pretend like it was a soft version of that. It was harsh. This was a harsh world to grow up in a lot of ways.
Yeah. It was fit in or get cast out.
But it's kind of hard. Like, if you think about it, if you're really small, isolated, so imagine you're living alone in the woods. You're more likely to want a gun and try to defend yourself from things around you because you're alone. There's no police force, there's no neighbors to call upon. And as if you have a smaller community, any outside forces, things unfamiliar to you, will seem like threats. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not excusing it.
Like the bears aren't going to help you. The
Trying
moose
to
aren't coming to
understand
your
it.
rescue.
And those are different things. Excusing and understanding are different things. I think you can still have empathy towards the situation they would have been in and where these feelings would arise from without totally ignoring the fact that it's still wrong. Some of this interconnectivity we have through the internet helps that.
It does. But in one of the other ones that we may do this week or next week, it's also very isolating. The strange thing about a small town when I was growing up in it is everybody knows who you are. Like I couldn't get I couldn't get a date in high school because I was a weirdo, and so I was also an import. Like I came to South Porcupine in grade 2, but I was an import the whole time.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Kevin. I'm not going to say which Kevin, just in case.
Okay.
But Kevin got caught picking his nose in grade 3 in class. His nickname was Nose Picker until he got to high school. You mess up once, you're done.
No leaving that behind you.
Nope, you're screwed. That's it. You know, I chopped down 100 trees. They don't call me lumberjack. I picked my nose once.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is the oppressive thing about small towns.
But the nice thing about being the isolated weirdo in the small town is that you build really strong bonds
Yeah.
with the other isolated weirdos. So
and hopefully they're decent people.
while I got shit kicked on a semi-regular basis, not too bad, but a decent amount.
Yeah. More than me, eh?
At the same time, I feel like we built up our little friend group of nerdy D&D guys that was super tight, and I don't know if we would have been as tight in a city like that. We had to bond together.
You have to, and you need to open up about like a ton of your fears and terrible thoughts, and like we did some questionable things. It didn't hurt our friendship, and we didn't murder anyone. So even though they're questionable and I don't want to talk about
I
them,
like where you've set the bar.
yeah, it made us
We didn't
better
murder
friends.
anybody. So therefore a good guy, right?
Yeah, we didn't murder anyone. So yeah, we're good.
That's the standard we're looking at.
But yeah, small towns are weird and insular, and if you don't fit in, like I said, they'll kick you out. So you need to leave of your own accord. And it was the greatest relief to not have somebody over my shoulder judging me all the time.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That was a huge relief, because then you can open up and be a weirdo yourself.
But I did find that when I got to the city, I started looking for other ways to stand out, because I was so used to being the standout weirdo.
Yes.
Next thing I know, I'm living in Vancouver and I'm going to see a tailor and I'm saying, hey, can you make me a composer outfit like Salieri wears in Amadeus so I can walk around the city like that?
I didn't do anything stupid like that. It
was ridiculous.
I wanted a long-tailed formal jacket from the Victorian era.
But I was so used to being the standout weirdo guy that like a one weird hat and a strange CD wasn't going to do it anymore. So I had to go to these other extents. Now, I pulled back from that over time.
Yes.
But I definitely did it when I first got to the city.
Dude, you were going to wear a Stimpy hat like 5 minutes ago. I
I
don't know how
was.
far you pulled back. But
I considered Tasmanian Devil too.
yeah, with that goofy one with the floppy ears. Just yeah, he's pulled back a little in that he won't do it, but it's a first thought.
I can be a tad performative at times.
Yeah, I was just happy that I got to be myself and not get judged too harshly, because it's overwhelming. But now that, because we're both insecure growing up, and high school stinks in general. In a small high school where you know everyone, like our graduating class was 45 people.
Friggin' Nobodies action figures now available in all finer stores. And the kids, well, they just can't get enough.
Hey, Jacob, let's say something smart and funny.
Good luck.
Oh, I'm gonna need a beer first, dude.
The little ones can relive their favorite moments from the show.
Violent revolution is inevitable. I just hope it happens after I die.
Friggin' Nobodies action figures. Get yours today.
Our whole high school was less than 400.
Yeah.
You know everyone. It's
You could walk back and forth across the entire town in an afternoon, no problem.
yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was a pretty small place. And you did mostly know everybody. And there is it's weird because when I came back, I noticed all the people that hated me, once I had gone to the city and come back, suddenly they thought I was great. And I didn't quite get that. I would meet the girls who would never even look at me, sideways even, back in the day. And when I went back to the town to visit, all of a sudden they're coming, well, hey, Jacob, how's it going? How's the big city? And
Yeah.
they wanted to be friendly all of a sudden.
That even happened to me once.
Very odd.
It is. Like people I did not like in high school wanted to talk to me because they're in that town. And if you conform enough to fit in, the incentive to leave drops to zero, and you don't expand. You don't grow as a person. You don't find out where your boundaries are. You've already set them. And those are the kind of people that have kids in that town. So the weirdos that move in get pushed away because it's conform.
And you don't seem like it's its own little culture.
Yes.
Totally separate from the culture that you'll see when you go to the city. And it's mostly unified in comparison. Now, I don't know what's changed about them with the internet, how much that's...
The internet's got to change things a ton.
Because we grew up pre-internet, so that wasn't an issue. We didn't have to think about that kind of thing. But now, I guess, a kid in a small town could just go online and engage in whatever weirdo activities he wants to.
Like your brother's friend, Tyler.
Yeah, he got pretty strange.
He got pretty strange.
You don't want to
live in your
become
basement.
you don't want to become a raving communist in a small town. It doesn't help you.
No, and don't work for your parents' company in the basement and read philosophy.
You can really isolate yourself. Although nowadays he would find someone to talk to online.
Yeah.
He might not become as strange. I don't know if it's helpful or not.
I don't buy that for a second. I think it just reinforces that strangeness. You get into a group of people.
I don't know.
You get into a group of people saying, great idea. It's not going to make you better. That's one of the things that was good about a small town is you learn to be duplicitous. You learn to hide what you want to say all the time. You learn to get along with people you disagree with because you have to. And that's a hugely valuable skill. You don't just get to say, well, to hell with this, I'm leaving. and go hang out somewhere else, sign into a different chat room, whatever. You have to hang around with these people.
Well, and the differences couldn't have been erased completely because if you take a look, and it's good to use, we're not American, but it's good to use that as an example. If you take a look at the blue and red areas on a map of America,
Yes.
you can clearly see how the Republicans dominate the small towns and the Democrats dominate the big cities. Right? A lot of this weird political divide is the rural-urban divide. You get
Yes.
some of the other in the other places, of course.
Oh, it's not an equal exchange at all.
But generally speaking, that's a huge part of where that comes from.
Nobody is piping in local news or I guess UHF channels from the middle of nowhere in the middle of America, and they're
Drop that F-bomb. It's just the gay one we can't use.
they're not lobbing them into the big cities, and people aren't eating up local news. It's the other way around. Here's
Yeah.
all the movies. Here's all the culture.
Yeah.
We're going to show you what
Like
your
I was
town.
saying, the city culture gets pushed on you no matter where you are.
And what's crazy about it is, if you are in a small town, here is your culture as interpreted by Hollywood.
Yeah. The guy who left and hated that small town experience, went to Hollywood, became a writer, and wrote about how
Yeah.
you guys all suck, and now we're going to turn it into a movie
We-
and reflect it back at you.
We touched on it a little bit with Stranger Things.
Like, oh, that's
that
gotta be
wasn't the
harsh.
80s that I grew up with in a small town.
No, it was
wasn't
not
at all.
That is a hyper sanitized
It
version
is
of the
very
80s.
clean, and it's so nostalgic.
Yeah, it's all the aesthetic is 80s, but the kids are acting like kids from 2018.
There was a movie on one of the streaming services. I get 2 or 3 for free, so I don't know which one it was, about Porcupine Lake, our hometown. And I think it was about
I live next to Bob's Lake, but Porcupine Lake wasn't far away.
Bob's Lake was gross. But
Yeah,
there
it
were
wasn't a swimming lake.
2 girls in this that sort of fell in love with one another at a young age.
Yeah.
But they kept showing all of the shots of Porcupine Lake with these huge cedar trees, big, tall cedar trees in the forest they were running through. We didn't get trees bigger than this because Porcupine Lake was in the middle of a swamp.
Well, it's northern Ontario in general. You don't get very
I know.
big trees,
No.
30 feet tall max.
So they set the stage, and then they told everybody in Porcupine Lake, here are those fir trees you don't have to have your love affair. That would never happen in that time. It's the great big mountains of Toronto.
Well, we're already at 20 minutes,
Yeah.
oddly enough. And this was a topic I had a hard time writing up, actually.
It was a difficult one.
I had to write it over a couple of times, and I wasn't happy until the last iteration of it. And even then, they all have flaws. We
I had to try to think of...
whipped up 4 essays
I
a
just
day.
didn't want to crap all over small towns the whole time because it's not
Neither
true.
did I. Yeah.
I didn't like it, but I was a teenager. I wasn't going to like
I
anything.
think it helped me a lot.
Yeah.
I would have been far stranger, and some of the shame tactics they use, while cruel, definitely helped me to think about the community I'm in all kinds of ways that were important to my development.
Yeah, it raises awareness of the community because the community's in your face all the time.
Well, and now that I'm living in a city and I see these divides through our politics, I'm slightly more empathetic to both sides because I feel slightly more understanding of them as a result.
Yeah, so the secret of this is grow up in a small town, hate it, move to a big city, you'll get some empathy, and then you can decide what to do with your life.
So problem
Become
solved,
a rounded
right?
person.
So stop worrying about this rural-urban divide. It's fine. We
Yeah.
just solved the problem. If you ever get into that trouble again, just rewatch this episode and then thank us down below. I would appreciate it.
Or if you have other problems, just put them in the comments. We can fix them.
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing, nothing makes a world a better place than 2 old white guys.
I think that's all we had to say. Problem solved. All good to go, right?
So I know the forest was your background, but I'll catch you later on down the trail, bud.
oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Bye.
So long.